Well, it is officially fall. It's chilly weather. 46 degrees on a Friday morning. The sun is starting to come up. Some patchy fog out there, so be careful when you're out and about. Keep those headlights on until we know all the fog's gone. And we're joined this morning by Tanner Lee and Todd Van Sickle of the First Federal Program. Good morning.
Morning, Paul. Yes, I love fall. It's my favorite time of year, but this morning's a little chilly for my liking. The body's not ready for 40s yet.
Yeah, you walked in. It's cold out there. I said, well, put a jacket on.
I know. There's an easy solution, right? Unfortunately, I didn't bring a jacket with me this morning. But yeah, a little dew on the windows this morning, some fog on the drive down. So yeah, if you're out and about, it's foggy in some areas. Usually headlights or fog lights if you have them.
Yep.
So yeah, just take your time.
At least there's no scraping windows yet.
That's true.
Oh.
That is a good point.
Oh, now when I've got to do that this weekend, Todd, I'm going to come hunt you down.
That can wait for a little bit, hopefully.
Yes.
Hopefully. But what's the weather looking like this weekend, Paul?
Well, not a terrible weekend. Calling for mostly sunny tomorrow, a high near 76. Sunday, a chance of showers, a high near 69, but, I'll take that. And then mostly sunny Monday with a high near 69.
Now, what's the date of the official start of fall? It's coming up.
It is coming up. I think
21st,
it's
maybe?
the 21st or 22nd.
So next week. Yeah. I knew it was coming up pretty soon. So, the leaves are starting to change. And
yes, they are.
Like you said, temperatures are dropping, so it's that time of year.
Yep.
Time of year.
I know you know this, Paul. The autumnal equinox, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Over my head.
Paul and I are space brothers.
Yes. Well, if you're up in the Mishawaka area today, we have our Community Appreciation Day going on in our Mishawaka branch.
All right.
That's going to be going on from 11 to 2. So you can stop by and enjoy some lunch from the Cultivate food truck. There'll also be shred bins there. If you have any unwanted documents with you and you want to get rid of them, you can take advantage of that. And we'll have some First Federal giveaways as well. So it should be a good day up in Mishawaka. Always fun to get up there. And
you guys put on some great customer appreciation days.
And if you've never been to our Mishawaka branch, I suggest going in and taking a visit. The branch is a little different than our other branches. It's 100% green.
Okay.
At the time when it was built in 08, it was the only LEED certified bank in the state. So I'm not sure it still is, but at the time it was the first and only one. So it's very cool, very unique branch. So yeah. If you're up in that area, stop in, and lunch is on me today. So
all right.
Or on us, I should say.
Yeah. Well, we'll say it's on you.
Just a little correction here, Paul. Saturday, September 23rd at 2:49.
Okay.
All right. 2:49. See, it's on a weekend there, Paul.
Yeah.
So you can set your alarm and.
A week from tomorrow.
During an event that we'll be talking about coming up here.
Yes.
City.
Yes, we will. And we're gonna have Ashley Van Lake joining us later in the program. She's the director of the Kewanna Fall Festival that is coming up starting next Friday through the end of next week. So a lot to talk about there. Looking forward to having her on. We got some trivia this morning, Paul, and we were just talking about food. But today there's a lot of days, and one of those days is National Double Cheeseburger Day.
Okay.
But my trivia question revolves just around cheeseburgers.
Okay.
So according to Business Insider, what is the top fast food cheeseburger in the U.S.? And they polled, I forget how many people they polled for this, but Business Insider is a pretty good source, so I'm like, this is maybe a little credible. So I gave you 4 choices. I went through their top 10 list and I picked 4. So here you go.
All right.
Is it A, the Wendy's Baconator?
Okay.
Is it B, Burger King's Whopper? Is it C, Five Guys Bacon Double Cheeseburger? Or is it D, the In-N-Out Double Double?
Okay. I like how you said it's all around cheeseburgers and every one of those is a double.
Have you been to all those places, Paul?
No. I've never been to Five Guys or In-N-Out, so.
I've never been to In-N-Out. I've eaten Five Guys. And I would recommend getting some Five Guys.
All right.
If you're around the area that has one.
All right.
They don't cheat you on the burgers or the fries, especially. I don't know if you've heard about the fries.
Yes, I've heard a lot about
They
Five
will
Guys fries.
fill up your container and then dump a whole nother
Yes.
scoopful in your bag. So, so your small turned into a large.
Yeah, those extra fries that you find at the bottom of the bag, and you're like, oh, hey, bonus. And
Yep.
they bonus you a lot.
They do it on purpose. So I'll give you all a show to think about that.
Yeah, I'm going to need it.
Well, we got a lot of sports to go over today.
Yes.
Friday Night Lights, high school football actions, hot and heavy. Rochester's at home tonight against Lewis Cass, who is a member of the Three Rivers Conference this year, first
Yes,
year in
they
the
are.
conference. Rochester's coming in with a 3-1 record, and Lewis Cass is coming in with a 2-2 record. Pre-game
6:30.
6:30. See, I was gonna say 6:40. So
Well, we've added some stuff to our pregame, pushed it back a few minutes, so
yeah, that's good.
yeah, you can tune in at 6:40 and you'll be in the middle of the pregame.
There you go. So you won't miss it that way, right?
Yeah.
Tippecanoe Valley is also at home tonight. They are 4-0 off to a really good start. They host
Yes.
Paulsville Military Academy, who is 2-2. Those two teams are pretty familiar with each other.
Yeah.
They used to open up the season against each other for many years. And now with Tippecanoe Valley not in the conference this year, they're just playing a whole bunch of teams,
Yeah.
really whoever they could get on the schedule. So,
Yeah.
and CMAU has a pretty good program. So that should be a good one over there in Death Valley tonight. And then Caston, Culver, and Winmac are all still looking for their first win of the year. Caston travels to North White, who is 4-0 tonight. Culver hosts Triton, who is 2-2. And Winmac travels to North Jets, who is 2-2.
All right.
So good luck to all local area teams.
Absolutely.
College football, all three teams are playing within the state of Indiana this weekend. And why I said all three teams, I didn't say all three teams are hosting games because Indiana has a neutral site game at
Okay.
Lucas Oil Stadium against Louisville, who has Purdue's old head coach Jeff Brom went back home to Louisville, so he's in his first year as Louisville's head coach. Indiana's 1-1, Louisville's 2-0. Louisville is a 10-point favorite. That
Okay.
game's at noon tomorrow on the Big Ten Network. And this game was supposed to be part of a 3-year series, but it came out just this past week that it's going to be a one-and-done series.
Somebody's maybe afraid of the other team. Kind of seems like I don't know. They're buying out contracts.
Buying out the contract, maybe getting a few different opponents on the schedule to make that number of 6 wins a little more attainable. I don't know.
I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
Especially
Which
since
is- I get that.
the 30-team Big Ten conference or however many.
Yeah, it just keeps growing and growing.
And in the back of Tanner's head, he's going, nah, they're pulling out because, now Louisville's got Purdue's old head coach, so it's still IU Purdue, even though IU doesn't want to admit it.
I think it'll be a good game tomorrow. I really do.
10 points really surprised me.
Yeah, it's a little larger. There's a few point spreads this week that I was surprised that they're leaning one way or the other, and they're not calling football this week. So
I'm not a betting person, but like if I were, I think Indiana kind of at home.
yeah,
10
I
points,
would
that's-
think 7 would be
Yeah.
fitting. So, Notre Dame is up to ranked number 9 in the polls. They are 3-0. They host Central Michigan, who is 1-1. Notre Dame's 34.5-point favorites.
Wow.
It's easy to move up in the polls. You're not playing anybody.
You're right. Right. They
Next
did-
week's the big week.
Next week is the big one with they'll be hosting Ohio State, who should be undefeated coming in. That'll be a really big game in South Bend.
Yes.
But tomorrow's game, if you're a Notre Dame fan, it's at 2:30 on Peacock.
Yes.
So if you're not subscribed to Peacock, you better get on there, or just do the free trial.
Yeah.
And then you're set.
Yeah, there's
As
still,
long as you're not
I think they
canceled.
still have a free version as long as you're okay with only being able to watch half of their programming
Okay.
with commercials.
I know their one tier is $5.99 a month with ads, and then it's tiered up from there.
And maybe that's what it is. and
Yeah. I think that's one I have.
Yeah, my account was part of some special deal
Yeah.
when I signed up for other stuff,
Sure.
so
Sure.
it's probably still tied into that.
Sure. And Notre Dame was affected by rain delays last week in their road trip to NC State, as was Purdue, who had the longest weather delay in NCAA football history against Virginia Tech. It was 5 hours and 38 minutes.
Wow.
It was a long day for Purdue fans.
Yeah.
I
Last
heard
Saturday.
they fed them from concession stand hot dogs.
Hot dogs, brats, whatever they could get.
I wonder if they got a deal for that,
I would hope so. Head coach Ryan Walters, they asked, what did you do for those 5 hours? Because some guys played hangman on the whiteboard and played a few different games. Some players got up and walked around the concourse, just tried to stay loose and, and ready to go when they resumed. So they were able to resume that game, and luckily for Purdue fans, Purdue was victorious. So it made the long day worth it in the end. Now they return home with a 1-1 record to face Syracuse, who was 2-0, and Syracuse is a 2.5-point favorite tomorrow night. This game's at 7:30 on NBC. Purdue's first home game ever on NBC with the new contract with Big Ten, NBC, Fox, and CBS. So.
I thought Syracuse was kind of down on it.
Yeah, they're 2-0, but they beat Colgate and Western Michigan, so it kind of said haven't played anybody. Yeah, so Syracuse did beat Purdue last year in their game in Syracuse, so Purdue's trying to look for a little revenge in the home series. But
I guess to be fair, Indiana, Purdue. Well, Indiana this year scheduled those teams. Purdue maybe has.
Yeah, Purdue with Fresno State, Virginia Tech, and Syracuse, which we got a lot of backlash from Purdue fans saying, "Why did we do this?" But they're made so far in advance.
Yeah, 1-1 so far, maybe 2-1.
1-1 so far, hopefully 2-1. Yes. And then NFL, the Colts are on the road this weekend, looking for their first victory of the year after falling to the Jaguars. They're at division rival the Houston Texans, who are also 0-1. That game's at 1 o'clock on Fox, I should say. It used to always be on CBS, to AFC to AFC, but they've changed that this year. Colts are 1.5-point favorites, and the Bears looking for their first victory after a disappointing game against the Packers. Yeah, it was not pretty for Bears fans last week. They traveled to Tampa Bay Buccaneers, who had a surprising road win against the Vikings last week.
Okay.
Tampa Bay's 3-point favorite. That game's also at 1 o'clock on Fox. So we're in that dilemma that we get into a few times a year with the Colts and Bears on the same time, same channel.
Well, see, here's how you solve that. You turn the Bears game on the TV, and then you listen to the Colts right here on WROI.
There you go.
Sounds like a plan.
I knew you'd have a solution.
Yep.
I was real excited about NFL football last week, so I sat down to watch the Colts and then got deflated a little bit. And I was like, well, the Bears will redeem themselves. It was a bad start to the NFL week.
So
they give it up this week.
By Sunday Night Football last week, Todd's like, I've had enough of football. And my team's 0-1 too, so I can't say much. And your Browns are 1-0.
Yeah,
so
Browns won.
You're the happy one here in the room.
Yeah, there were some people who were saying this is their year, and like it's only one game.
Yeah, you've seen it too many times.
Yeah.
And lastly, for sports, if the MLB playoffs started today, which they don't, they start soon. But if they started today, the teams that would be in the playoffs, the Atlanta Braves, who have clinched a playoff spot, Los Angeles Dodgers, Milwaukee Brewers, Philadelphia Phillies, Chicago Cubs, and the San Francisco Giants.
Yeah. With
the Diamondbacks and Cincinnati Reds right there with the Giants. I think the Giants have the tiebreaker over the other two.
Cubs are barely hanging on, and they have a 3-game series with the Diamondbacks this weekend.
Yeah, it's a big one.
They've got to hang on.
Yeah. To get 2 out of 3, you would feel really good.
Yes.
Then they got the Braves and Brewers in too, so it's a tough inning.
They kind of took care of business when they had to, but now, unfortunately, some of the other teams right there didn't fall off. In the American League, you got the Orioles, the Astros, and the Twins. In the Rays, the Rangers, and the Mariners. Different mix there.
I didn't hear a team mentioned in there.
No.
That team is looking like they're going to finish with a losing record.
Mm-hmm. And you were referring to the Guardians.
Yeah, and the Yankees.
Both of them really. So
yeah. Yankees, they suck. So
we're not mentioning them. So, well, I got some tidbits here real quick this morning. On this day, 1916, tanks were used for the first time in warfare.
Okay.
And I didn't write down which war that was. So.
Slacker.
I know. On this day in 1965, the TV series Lost in Space premiered.
Ah.
I love that show.
Yes.
I even watched the recent one on Netflix.
Yeah. I started and then I got distracted by other shows, so I've got to go back and finish it.
Danger Will Robinson.
Yep.
I remember the Lost in Space movie that came out late 90s, early 2000s, and the reason I remember, my grandpa and I went to the movie theater, the only two in the theater. If that says anything about how that movie was. On this day, 1997, Google.com was registered as a domain name.
Oh, wow. 97.
97.
Wow. In 97, I was using Ask Jeeves for everything.
I remember Ask Jeeves.
And Yahoo.
Yep. And now Google's a giant.
Yeah.
Just absolutely a giant.
Yeah.
And on this day, 2022, last year, Roger Federer, tennis legend, announced his retirement at the age of 41. He ended his career with 20 Grand Slam wins and 103 ATP titles. Not too bad.
I don't know what I would do with myself retiring at 41.
So he's probably not the greeter at Walmart, though, right?
No,
Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah, he really hasn't been in the news since he retired. He's just kind of
You gotta love that life.
buckets full of money and still probably getting paid by Nike and others. And
Yep.
in 41, you think, yeah, but that's old for a tennis player.
Well,
I mean,
it is.
even when you get in your mid to high 30s, you get out of your prime, and he still did well, even at that age. So,
Yeah.
kudos to him. And we got a lot of days today.
Yes,
And this
there
might be
are.
the biggest list we've ever had. Today's National Cheese Toast Day.
Mm-hmm.
Grilled cheese days, I like
Yeah.
it. National Double Cheeseburger Day, which our trivia question revolves around. National Online Learning Day. A lot of people do that now, take online classes.
Yep.
Make a Hat Day.
Okay.
Raspberry Day. National Felt Hat Day. Green Peace Day. National Linguini Day. World Afro Day. National Tradesman Day. International Dot Day. Butterscotch Cinnamon Pie Day, which never had that, but that sounds really good to me because I like both of those. National Concussion Awareness Day.
That's
and
important.
4 p.m. Finish Day.
Oh, okay. Well, you heard it here first, folks. Today's over at 4
Never
p.m.
can leave work at
Yep,
4 p.m.
you got my permission, so if your boss gets mad,
Play
it off
10.
me.
That's what I do.
Thanks, Paul.
You're welcome.
Well, First Federal, we are open today from 8:30 to 5, and tomorrow from 8:30 to noon. You can always bank with us online and with our free mobile app. Type in First Federal Savings Bank, look for the white star with the green background, no matter if you have an Android device or an Apple device, iPhone, I should say. You can find it in your Google Play Store or your App Store. And our ATMs also open 24/7 as well if you need some cash, and if you're traveling over the weekend, you're in an area where it doesn't have First Federal ATM, no need to worry. We're part of the MoneyPass network, so get on moneypass.com, see what other ATMs around the area are part of the MoneyPass network. You can use those ATMs without any charge or surcharge.
All right.
It's very convenient. And we're still offering a 10-month CD special at a rate of 5.10% annual percentage yield. That's a great rate, so come in and take advantage of that. Our tellers would be happy to help you set that up. And we also offer Simply Free checking accounts and Simply Free business checking accounts. When you open up a checking account, you will receive a gift, which our new cycle just started this week. And like typical Paul, I forgot. Yeah, I can't even say I forgot this morning. I had it in my notes yesterday.
And the best part is, I got the flyer in the mail.
Yes.
And I was looking at that new gift, and I went, oh man, I got to remind Tanner.
And you forgot
then I
to.
forgot
Okay.
to remind you. So.
Well, next week I will make sure that one gets in here. But it is a cereal storage container.
Yeah.
So, which actually has a multi-use. If you're not a big cereal eater, you can also put dog food in it.
Mm-hmm.
Put it for your dog to store dog food. You can use it a lot of different ways, but it's
You sure can.
intended for cereal. We offer commercial lending for businesses. Contact Lenny Breeden for more information. His direct line is 574-223-1716. And if you're starting to plan for your retirement, want to talk about your 401k or want a 401k going or transfer from a previous employer, talk about IRAs, anything of that nature, contact Mark Blueball or Brian Bell of the Financial Services Department, and they'll help you out there. You can like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter or X, as they now call it.
Mm-hmm.
Instagram, our handle on both of those platforms is @FFBanking. Like us on LinkedIn and subscribe to our YouTube channel, which you can find an archive of First Federal radio shows from the past 4 years.
Yeah.
And we're the only locally owned bank in Fulton County. We don't want to be the biggest bank, just the best. Borrowers must meet underwriting guidelines. We're FDIC insured and equal housing lender. NMLS number is 399927.
And that makes us legal.
Makes us legal, and we're ready to welcome our guest this morning, Ashley Van Lake, who is the director of the Kewanna Fall Festival. Morning, Ashley.
Morning.
Thanks for joining me this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. We've had you on the past 2 years, and the festival just keeps getting bigger and better every year, it seems like.
That's what we try.
You're going to have a busy weekend next week.
Yes.
So let's get right into talking about the festival. Festival kicks off next Friday, September 22nd. What are some of the events that people can look forward to next Friday as the festival's kicking off?
So we have the Big Top Circus back. They also do the pony rides and the face painting and all of that. So that's made a comeback.
So is that coming back from being there last year, or did it have a year or two off? Coming back from the past?
Yeah, it had a year or two off. I think the last time we had it, it was when he had all the animals, the elephant and all of that. And since then, had some problems with that, and so he couldn't come back in prior years. So then now the son has taken over. Okay. And so he's bringing it back this year for.
And you said that is face painting,
pony rides. Yep, the acrobats.
Okay.
All that stuff. No elephant or any animals like that.
Okay. What other events are going on Friday?
We have draft horse wagon rides from 4 to 8. We also do the Kids Eat Free, which we do every year. There's a couple vendors that daily, for a couple hours during the day, will pass out free food to kids 16 and under.
You just answered my question. I was going to ask if there was a certain age. Okay, 16 and under. Okay.
And then obviously we have the carnival rides. That's always popular. And then we have our live pro wrestling at 9, starting on Friday. And then we do also have the night shift band that performs on Friday. They're every year, same time.
And I know this festival is a free admission festival, but for some of these vendors and events and entertainment, is there admission fees?
The circus is always free. The live pro wrestling is free. I believe that they have different seating that you can pay for when you're there to be closer to the ring. Yeah. The draft horse wagon rides, he charges, I think, when you were there. I don't know what his fee is. Okay. I don't think it's very high. Okay.
But what I'm hearing for the most part is it's either going to be free, or if it does cost, it's not too high of a cost.
The carnival rides, they're doing the wristband tickets, or you can buy individual tickets when you get there. So be listening for that to give away free ones.
Yeah, wristband tickets. So what does that entail?
That entails unlimited riding for specific time frames during the weekend. If you come on Friday, I think it's 5 to close. 1 wristband is good for. But if you come on Saturday, then you would have to purchase an additional wristband for the next day. Saturday has 2 time frames, so it'd be noon to 5, and then 5 to close. And then Sunday is noon to 4.
And how much does a wristband cost?
They're $22 pre-sale right now at the Community State Bank in Kewanna. That's the only place you can purchase them. Okay. And then they're $25 at the ticket booth during the event.
So well worth the price is what I'm hearing.
Yep.
And Paul, you've been giving some of those away?
Yeah, Randy is a big fan of being able to give stuff away. Sure. So when Ashley said, "Hey, we've got these for you," we were like, "All right," and they go quick. I'm telling you.
So, any more to give out?
Oh yeah, we got plenty to give out that we'll be giving out all of next week.
Perfect. So listen for that.
Yes.
So Saturday looks like a whole lineup of events going on.
Yes, Saturday. The one thing that's new on Saturday is the Kewanna Public Library from 11 to 1 is doing their customer appreciation. And that's in addition to their book giveaway. They always do a book giveaway every year. And then we have our big parade. We're honoring the police, fire, and EMS this year. And our Grand Marshal is 911 Communications, because without them communicating to the police, fire, and EMS, nobody would know where to go. So.
And how many floats or cars or tractors are you expecting in the parade?
There's always several.
Several. That's a good way to put it. Can people get in even up to the morning of if they wanted to, or is there a deadline?
Yep, registration starts at noon at Winmac Coil Spring. So they do the lineup, and they'll have parade forms there for you to fill out and get in line, and the parade director will be down there to show everybody where to go and when to line up.
Perfect. And what else is going on Saturday after the parade?
Saturday, we do have a new talent and wearable art showcase that the Hardery is hosting this year.
Talent and wearable art?
Yes. They have, I don't know what it all entails, but it sounds very interesting, and I can't wait to see what.
Yeah.
And then we have Draft Horse Wagon Rides again on Saturday, and then some of our bands are playing, and then we end the evening with the live pro wrestling on Saturday.
And then the festival wraps up on Sunday with a lineup of events.
Yep. The Garden Tractor Pull is always popular. And then we have the 5th annual motor show, is what he's calling it now, going forward, because anything with a motor is eligible.
Okay.
So instead of it just being a car bike show.
That's a wider range of
yes.
Of potential entries there.
So I'm curious to see what gets entered.
Yeah. So when it comes to filling out a lineup for a festival like this, do you reach out to vendors, or do you have a board member that reach out to vendors, or is it more of a case of the vendors are reaching out to you to see if they can be a part of the festival, or how's that whole process work?
It's actually a mixture of both. People that are already established as vendors usually come back the next year.
Sure.
And then there's also, we have the Facebook page, the Indiana Kewanna Fall Festival, and people will get on there and, if they're interested, they'll ask for a vendor application, and I just email it to them or mail it to them, and then they essentially send it back, and then we get them all compiled and figure out where to put people based on how much space they need.
And what all goes into the vendor application? Is there a fee for them to be on site?
Yes.
For the weekend?
Yeah. Depending on how much space they need.
Okay.
If they're a food vendor, if they're a food truck.
Sure.
Just all different
just
kinds.
Varies.
Yeah.
Depending on what they need and what kind of vendor they are. Speaking with Ashley Van Lake this morning, who's the director of the Kewanna Fall Festival, which is coming up on September 22nd through 24th, next Friday through Sunday. And one thing I wanted to discuss with you is your board of directors. I see you are the director, but you also have the president and secretary and treasurer of your board too. And I'm guessing it's just a total team effort all year round to plan for this event. Because I know when we had you on last year, we kind of asked you when you start planning for the next year's event. And you said pretty shortly after the current year's event ends. So.
Yep.
So, but how long have these other two board of directors been on the board?
I want to say since Kewanna Heart started.
So, and this is the 20th year, should
yes.
say, of the festival. That should be mentioned, which is
yes.
very exciting. Very exciting. Was there anything special that you guys did this year for the 20th that you can't guarantee you might do in festivals going forward, or is it pretty much everything you added with in mind that you might be doing that going forward?
Yeah, we just try to make it better each year.
Sure.
So hopefully this year's better than in the past. We always try to strive to make it better each year and bigger and try to expand it.
And when that process starts, is it just you and your board of directors and volunteers brainstorming, or do you get feedback from people who come to the festival, or kind of a mix of everything?
Yeah, a mix of everything. We do get a lot of feedback. If there's something that wasn't there that they want to see, they'll say, hey, like pony rides, for instance. Yeah. People were bummed out that there wasn't pony rides that were with the previous circus team. So since we got the big top back, that comes with the pony rides. So now we have the pony rides back. So hopefully that makes all the little girls happy to ride ponies.
Well, just looking at the lineup of events, you guys do a really good job of getting events that would be interesting for all age demographics.
Yes.
From young kids to older adults.
And some of even the older adults like some of the kid shows that play in the entertainment tent.
Sure. Yeah.
We do have a new kids music show this year in the entertainment tent, and that's going to be on Saturday and Sunday. And his name is Wesley Waffles.
Wesley Waffles.
All right.
It's easy to remember.
Yeah.
Is there any charge for that?
No.
That's free.
The entertainment tent is all free. All the entertainment things that go on down there are free in that area.
And I'm sure a lot of people are wondering what kind of food vendors are going to be on site. Well, there'll be
There's tons.
Tons of food.
There's actually
pretty much
more
anything
food
you want.
vendors this year than last.
Oh, that's good.
We
Wow.
have that.
That's good.
Another thing that's going on too down at the park is the laser tag. He was there last year, but I don't know that very many people knew that he was down there, so I'm going to promote him again this year. He does have a really big setup down there. There's a lot of kids down there that really enjoyed it, the ones that were there. He's also doing wristbands. They're not for pre-sale, but they are for sale when you come to the event. And they are $40 for unlimited play. And those are also time schedules during each day that you can use them unlimited.
So you buy a wristband for $40 and you can play as many games as you want?
Yep, for the whole day.
Do you know what the charge is for a single game?
I want to say maybe $5.
Okay. So, sounds like it could be worth the price.
Yeah.
One last thing I wanted to ask you, Ashley, is volunteers. Is the Kewanna Fall Festival always looking for volunteers, I presume? Or maybe not so much?
We usually have volunteers that help, clean tables and things like that, help get set up during the week of. We usually have, the volunteers that we have are usually the same every year, and they kind of already know what to do on the days. Yeah.
Okay. But if somebody wants to help, they can reach out to you and see if there's anything they can do?
Yeah, absolutely.
And how would they contact you? Would it be Facebook page?
That would work.
And why don't you tell everybody the Kewanna Fall Festival Facebook page?
It's Indiana Kewanna Fall Festival, and that's where all the updates and everything get posted and pictures of stuff coming in so people can keep track of how things are going.
It's also tagged on today's post for the First Federal Radio Show, so if you're having trouble finding it out there, go on First Federal, it should be tagged on there. So.
Yep.
Anything else you'd like to plug or mention before next week's event gets underway?
Just a big thanks to all of our sponsors and donors. That's what makes us happen, so big shout out to them.
Well, thank you for joining us this morning. Thank you for everything you do for this festival and the community of Kewanna, because I know this isn't an easy task to pull off every year, but you guys do a great job.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Paul.
All right.
After a trivia question, with today being a National Double Cheeseburger Day, according to the Business Insider, what is the top fast food burger in the United States? Is it Wendy's Baconator, Burger King's Whopper, Five Guys Bacon Cheeseburger, or In-N-Out's Double?
I'm torn between two, so I've got a 50-50 shot here in my mind, and it's probably going to be wrong. And the right answer probably isn't even in my 50-50, but I'm going to go with Whopper.
I'm going to go to Whopper. Ashley, any guesses?
I was going to say the Whopper.
The Whopper is actually In-N-Out's Double.
Okay, yeah, so the correct answer wasn't in the 50-50 that I had.
Surprised me, but yet didn't surprise me. Surprised me as there's only a certain section of the country that has an In-N-Out, one of the West. But I know people who have it. I mean, it's almost like a cult. I mean, they absolutely love it. And Todd's showing a picture of what it looks like back there.
All right.
So I've never had one, but I've always wanted to try it. So I have to make sure if I'm in the area that has In-N-Out, it's time to go to it. But all those burgers I named are good. And surprisingly, the Big Mac was not in the top 10.
That doesn't
surprise me. So it's
not as much here lately.
Yeah. So, well, let's close with some words of wisdom from a guy named Roger Clemens, who baseball legend, but yet not in the Hall of Fame for reasons. I'll let everybody Google that and do some research.
Yep.
But a good quote by him, nonetheless. He says, "I think anything is possible if you have the mindset and the will and desire to do it. Put the time in."
All right. Thank you guys so much for being here today. Ashley, thank you for joining us, and we'll see you guys again next week.
Thanks, Paul.
With those